It's a new year, a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
2, 3, 4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the Nazareth Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
In the beautiful Pocono Mountains here in eastern Pennsylvania, we arrived in Long Pond, Pennsylvania, here at the Pocono Raceway. What turn for this? The Diamond Crystal 250 here, race number 20 of season number 2 of the NOFSRL Scott's National Series. We are here with 11 races remaining in this season. We arrive at the Tricky Triangle, part of a triple-headed weekend here on the Trinity River Network. One race here in the Scott's National Series, obviously the doubleheader coming later on in the Cabela's Cup Series, including the Independence 500, one of the biggest crown jewels of the season here on the Trinity River Network. But first, we got this race to get through, so let's take a look at your points real quick. Coming into this race after Daytona last weekend, Alex Watts holds an 11-point lead over Justin Zeidel, 18 over Josephine O'Neill, 22 over who was the points leader going into last week at Daytona. Got caught up in a big wreck, but he is still in 4th position in points, only 22 back of Alex Watts. Juan Rodriguez, 23 back is Quentin Moore, 26 back is Dale Lightning, 28 back is Jackson Harrison, 43 back is Carter Joey, a big jump there from 7th to 8th place in the point standings. 44 back is Nick Martins, and 47 back is Joshua Harrison. That is the top 10 points coming here into the Diamond Crystal 250 presented by Sunoco here at the Pocono Raceway, and we are ready to get it started here. Let's go down track side. We'll get you a starting lineup so we can get this pace lap started. And the engines will come to life here at Pocono Raceway. 42 going to roll off from the pit road here. It is NS Racing's Madison Toll, 17th place driver in the standings and points. Going to lead us to the green flag here in 2.5 miles in this pace lap. Starting alongside the guy making his 3rd career Scott's National Series start here at the Tricky Triangle, it's Brennan Wilmington in the 11. In row number 2, we find the 29 of Mike Cook there for Hamill Racing Enterprises. He is starting alongside Arthur Xavier's Rock Car Racing's Winnie Calhoun, Armory Digital winner earlier this season. In row number 3, we find Keith Kent in the 83 for Trinity River Racing. He is starting alongside the 12 of Jackson Harrison for EL Racing. His teammate Wilmington there starting in 2nd. In row number 4, we find last week's winner at Daytona, Braden Perez for Dracoan Racing Enterprises. Braden Perez there starting on the inside of Braden Yodel for Trinity River Racing. And rounding out the top 10, we find Logan Sports' Roberto Crown Jr. in the 27. He is going to be starting alongside the 88 of Ryan Racing's Quentin Moore. Fontana winner earlier this season, and he is looking to have a good showing here at Pocono as well. Still waiting for that, still looking for that elusive 2nd career victory. We got the Ducks up there on the Pocono Raceway scoreboard. We're going to have a quacking good time here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Pace car getting ready to come down here onto the pit road, and we will get this race started. 20 laps here around this 2.5 mile triangular track. Each corner provides a different challenge. It can be banked, semi-banked, or 90-degree turn, or it's completely flat like turn 3. The Diamond Crystal 250 is green, green, green here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Madison Toll leads lap number 1 of the Diamond Crystal 250 here at Pocono. Brennan Wilmington settles into the second position, but not for long. Here comes Mike Cook on the inside, and then 29, Musselman's Toyota. He sneaks into that second position, slides up in front of Wilmington, who now has to deal with Keith Kent, the 83. On the inside, he's got a big push from Roberto Crown Jr. Wilmington got a good jump out of turn number 1, though. Headed into the tunnel turn, he gets to the inside. He should be good, and Kent was not able to get there, and Wilmington will hold on to that tail-end podium position on lap number 2 for right now, as Kent is going to have to deal with Winnie Calhoun there in the 20, but only momentarily as he dives into turn number 3. This is the turn you got to be on the inside. It is completely flat going through turn 3. Got to be on that low line. Outside line does not do it. As they scatter out again on the front straightaway, deeper throughout the field. Up front for that second position there, Wilmington on the inside of Cook. Is he going to take that position away? He's going to have a shot going down Long Pond straightaway. We'll see what it looks like in the tunnel turn as they come down. Toll still leading this thing. Saw the other Home Depot car, Timothy Rue, is diving out to the inside. He's in a huge battle of his own back there as Wilmington takes that second position away. There's Ruiz side by side with Braden Perez in the 50 as Perez is sliding backwards. He got stuck on that outside. Jackson Harrison got to the inside, and he is working on Jordan Lopez right now in that 08 Blackout Motorsports Honda Accord. But up front it is still Toll, but Wilmington is right there to make a move, headed off into 1, and he will leapfrog to the inside for the race lead. Here comes Brennan Wilmington. Is he going to take it away from that 99? It's going to be awful close coming out of turn number 2. Down the Long Pond straightaway. One of the two technically back straightaways here at the Pocono Raceway. As Toll takes the huge dive on the outside and is going to hold off Wilmington for the time being. That could be beneficial to Calhoun, who's right in there behind Brennan Wilmington. Wilmington going to... He did not have a good entry there to turn 3, at least not as good as Toll did, but he could have a shot at taking the lead anyway, heading down to the tail end of the front straightaway, headed off into turn 1, unless Roberto Crown Jr. can get to his back bumper there in that 27. He is dealing with Winnie Calhoun for the time being. Wilmington not going to make the dive just yet on Toll. He's going to stay in behind that 99 through turn 1. Onto Long Pond straightaway once again. And he's going to take the dive now to the inside and at Home Depot Ford. Into the tunnel turn he goes. And he is going to nose ahead of that 99 down the other straightaway here. Down the third straightaway, headed off into turn 3. Toll tries to fight back on that outside. And I'm surprised that she's got as much of an opportunity as she does on that outside lane through turn 3. Completely flat there. And at the line, Wilmington has the lead, but Calhoun's going to try to peek to make it 3 wide. Is she going to do it, or will she stay in line? Thought about it, but stayed in line behind Wilmington and pushes that 11 to the lead. He finally clears Madison Toll for the top position. Brennan Wilmington in his 3rd career start here in the Scotts National Series. Wouldn't it be something if he took the race win here? In order to do that, he'd have to go through pit cycles here in a few laps. And also, the next 14 laps of the race, rather, this time by. But he's got a pretty solid lead now over second place driver Winnie Calhoun, slipping up to the outside just a little bit, and Roberto Crown Jr. is there in the 27 to make a move if he can. He's not going to be able to do it, and it does indeed look like they're laying some rubber down up there on that top side in turn 3. For as flat as it is, that is shocking for sure. Toll will stop the bleeding of losing positions, settle down in the 4th position there. Mike Cook in the 5th position. Logan Alexander, Jordan Lopez side by side for 6th. Give it to Alexander, and Lopez trying to hold on for 7th ahead of Timothy Ruiz in the 95. And he will do just that. Jordan Lopez, a 2-time winner this season at Texas, and I believe he won. His other one was at Richmond, if I'm not mistaken. Richmond and then Texas for Jordan Lopez, and he's having another solid run here in Pocono Raceway in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. He is in the 7th position as Winnie Calhoun going to leapfrog to the inside and try to take the lead away from Brennan Wilmington, who's going to be trained on the inside by Roberta Crown Jr. and Madison Tall. He could get down in front of Tall though, as Crown gets by. Nah, Tall's already there, so never mind. He will fall to at least the 4th position. He may fall further as Logan Alexander works his way up there in that 55. The top 2 stretch away as the battle for 3rd rages on. Calhoun and Roberta Crown Jr., Madison Tall, Logan Alexander, and Brendan Wilmington almost 3 wide coming out of turn number 3. Well, it looks like it will be Tall ahead of Wilmington, headed off into 1. And we'll see if Wilmington can get to the inside after Tall gets by. Or if Alexander gets to the inside of that 11. Alexander, he is down there on Brennan Wilmington. And so he is definitely going to look to take that 4th position away. And Jordan Lopez there to pounce for 5th. He gets to the inside now. Wilmington trying to fight back on that top side before they reach turn 3. Oh, a huge dive there by Alexander. And Ruiz as well. How about Timothy Ruiz working his way up through the field as they get by Brennan Wilmington there in the 11. Jordan Lopez now going to go to the inside of Wilmington. He's going to try to get by that 11 as well. Behind them, it's Alex Kelly, Quentin Moore side by side as will be halfway done here in the Diamond Crystal 250 here at Pocono. Caution free so far in this one, but expecting a pit cycle around lap 15 or 16 at the tail end of this thing. We'll see if that shakes up the standing order at all. But it's been shuffled up a bunch up front. But Winnie Calhoun back to the lead once again. So probably is about to lock up the most laps led in this thing here in just a few laps. Unless Crown Jr. can get by here in that 27. They're going to be side by side going down the front straightaway. And Crown might have a shot of taking it going off into turn number 1, and that would draw Toll and Alexander back into this. Crown's going to get ahead of Calhoun. And Toll and Alexander still battling, but they are definitely closing in on Calhoun, who had her speed slowed, her momentum stopped when Roberta Crown Jr. got to the inside, and as I suspected they might, 3rd on back, closes in on the top 2 as a result of that side-by-side action. But now through turn 3, once again, it will be Roberta Crown Jr. leading around this time ahead of Winnie Calhoun, Madison Tall, Logan Alexander, and Timothy Ruiz. That is the top 5. Jordan Lopez, Brennan Wilmington, Alex Kelly, Quentin Moore, and Mike Cook. That is the top 10 right now in the Diamond Crystal 250 on lap number 12. Alexander, oh, Ruiz is going to blow up in the 95. He's grenaded that thing, and he moves down to the inside there in that 95. A heartbreaker for that Team Ninja Rapids driver. I said he didn't have enough heartbreakers this season. There's another one for Timothy Ruiz's career here in the Scots National Series. The nail in the coffin on his Diamond Crystal 250. Ruiz coming into this race 19th in points after a dismal showing at Daytona. Lost 4 positions after that, and he's going to lose even more positions in the points. And we're in crunch time now in this part of the season. And remember, you can only gain 48 points maximum in a race here in the Scots National Series and Cabela's Cup Series for that matter too. We use the same points format for those, but the most points you can get is 48. And Ruiz came in 92 back of Alex Watts' points lead, which, by the way, Alex Watts doesn't look like he's having too good of a day either. He's 23rd right now. Justin Zeidel's 19th, so it looks like, at least for right now, Zeidel's going to take a few off of the points lead there that Alex Watts has. Zeidel was only 11 points behind, but Ruiz, good grief, he's going to finish 42nd in this thing. With that mechanical failure, he is still on the pit road, a lap down now. And that is just the epitome of the season he has had. It's unbelievable. We look through the rest of the field here. Let's take note that Matt Tuck has moved his way up through the field from the start. He is going on the inside of Zachary Fitzwater there. That, I believe, is for 13th on the track right now, as he goes by the 59. And it does look like it is for 15th, and now, or 13th rather, as Eric Olson going to look to the inside of Fitzwater. That would be for 14th. So Tuck could have a chance at stealing this thing away here in the late laps. Coming in 16th in points, tied with... he might be tied... He's tied with Zachary Fitzwater, actually, for 15th in points, 82 points back of Alex Watts. So this could be good for him. Break the tie with Zachary Fitzwater and even close in on Alex Watts' points lead. As Alex Watts now still sits in the 23rd position, Timothy Ruiz on the pit road now 2 laps down, and we are closing in on pit cycle time here as Calhoun looks like she's going to take a dive down on the far inside lane through turn 3. Could be coming down to the pit road, and yes, she will be. Tall as well. Wilmington, Cook, Joey, Lopez, Jones, Whitlock, Hamill, Macro, O'Neill, Reed. And will the undercut or the overcut work? We've seen mixed results here in the Scots National Series. Oh, Crown is slow off of turn number 2. Alexander almost nicked him at the exit there. We could see Roberto Crown Jr. coming down this time. Certainly looks like that is something that can happen. We'll see if he comes out low. Yes, he will. Alexander does look like he will as well. Looks like the majority of the field might. See them already arcing down to the inside, and that might be everybody. So Crown will come down on the pit road. We'll see if anybody stays out here. I do not think anybody will. So it'll be lap 17 when they come around this time, and Max Anderson almost butchered the pit entry there in that 56. Just barely clipped the sand barriers at the end of the wall there, but he is thankfully going to make it to his stall unscathed. And Reagan Whitlock in trouble now in the 5 after just having come off of the pit road. And if he comes to a stop, is any traffic coming that could bring out a caution? Green flag is still out. He gets taken back to... Oh, collision on the pit road now as Harrison goes around there in the 9. And the pace car is not lighting up, so we will not have a caution here at Pocono as a result of the Reagan Whitlock debacle. But it's still Braden Perez, Brennan Yodel, and Roberto Crown Jr. on the pit road. Something has happened to them. Or maybe they stayed out a little later, because Roberto Crown Jr. is listed as the race leader right now. There's not a whole lot of activity going on down there. Don't know what on earth happened to those three. We saw what happened to Whitlock. But good grief, whatever has happened to Perez, Crown, and Yodel is going to lead them to have a terrible finishing result here coming out of Diamond Crystal 250. But up front, it is Logan Alexander. Never thought I'd say this season, but it's finally happening. Logan Alexander is leading here at the Pocono Raceway. He comes in 36th in the point standings. 160 points out of Alex Watts' points lead. Has not won a race this season. He won twice last season. And now he is 2 laps away from victory here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Huge gap, 1.81 seconds over Winnie Calhoun. Carter Joey falls to that 3rd position. Quentin Moore 4th. Alex Kelly 5th, and Fitzwater, Hamill, Olson, Wilmington, and Tull. That is the top 10. Matt Tuck looks like he's going to come out of here with at least a 12th place, maybe 13th if Zankala gets by. But let's see where Alex Watts ended up here. Points leader, 27th. This is going to cost him some points in his lead here. See where Zidell is. There he is. There's the 90. And he is 16th right now. That would make up all 11 points that Zidell is down on Watts as we get the white flag one more time around the Pocono Raceway. 1.2 seconds were gained by Calhoun that lap, trying to run down Alexander in the 55, who looks like he's a little slow coming out of turn 1. Calhoun closing in tremendously now down Long Pond straightaway. Headed off into the tunnel turn. Half a lap to go. They're going to be side by side going through the tunnel turn. Calhoun on the inside, Alexander on the outside. Something has gone wrong with that 55, and Calhoun and owner Arthur Xavier for Rock Car Racing are going to steal one away here in Pocono, Pennsylvania. Long Pond, what a way to get their 2nd win of the season. Last lap pass at the Pocono Raceway in eastern Pennsylvania. Winnie Calhoun and Arthur Xavier are going to victory lane here in the Diamond Crystal 250. Holy cow, did you see that coming? I sure didn't. Unreal. And we got 2 more races this weekend. What on earth happened to Logan Alexander there? No idea, but thankfully there was not a caution in this race, and with the exception of a few pit road problems and mechanical failures, we ran a safe race. That is the best kind to have. That's Calhoun coming in 22nd in points. 1 win on the season already at Armory Digital. 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s. Came in 98 points back of Alex Watts. Not going to get within a race worth of points, no doubt about that. But definitely will take some points off of Alex Watts' points lead. And Alex Watts may even end up losing the points lead. Well, he's going to have it by 1 point ahead of Zidell, looks like, coming out of here, as Zidell finished 16th and Watts finished 26th. The margin was 11 points. So it looks like Watts will be leading by 1 point ahead of Zidell coming out of here. But we'll take a look at your finishing results here at Pocono. Calhoun, Alexander, Moore, Joey, Kelly, Fitzwater, Hamill, Wilmington, Olson, and Tull. That is the top 10 at the end of the Diamond Crystal 250. And it was a header busted on Reagan Whitlock. Timothy Ruiz had a valve problem on that number 95. No clue what on earth happened to Roberto Crown Jr. and Brandon Yodel, Braden Perez. But they got stuck on the pit road with problems. Looks like they are actually coming around right now, as well as Tuck. Wonder what happened to him. Harrison also had to take another lap. Maybe Tuck just had to take another lap coming around. But don't know what happened to the 27, 82, and 50 on the pit road. Looks like they may have just had a really bad pit stop and then something catastrophic happened to keep them down there. But anyway, that's going to do it here at the Pocono Raceway. A caution-free race to kick off the triple-headed weekend here on the Trinity River Network. We'll see you tomorrow for the Wawa, Pennsylvania 400 in the Cabela's Cup Series. And until then, y'all take care, stay safe, and have a good one.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.